All right, perfect. Okay, we're going. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's July. It is July 2nd. I can't even believe that we are halfway through 2019. It's freaking crazy, but it's awesome and exciting all at the same time because we got the Morning Meltdown 100 launch. For us coaches, we can access the program right now. So I highly suggest if you are looking to get back on track, or you're like, I need something to get my summer going, Morning Meltdown is going to be phenomenal. And I love that it's for everybody, but it's for everybody too. So like anybody can do it, whether you're pregnant, whether you consider yourself out of shape, you're a newbie, all these things, like you can do this program. There's it's just incredible. And in each of our team pages, we have put links to like videos that talk about the program, and I have a Morning Meltdown Snoop group that I added, like you guys can add yourselves into. If you need the link, hi Desiree, if you need the link, let one of us know, or just we can plug you right in. But all the info's in there. It's an incredible program. I'm on day 2. I think Sandra's on day 2 too, and Lauren. But it's incredible. And then what we'll do at the end of the month on the 29th is when the exclusive coach test group starts. So we'll have a coach test group that's going. I know Micah, our upline, has a test group that's going that she's plugging people in. But it's just going to be a really great time to get together, to really focus on not only ourselves, but focus on our mindset, focus on, changing things in our lives that need to be changed. Because it's summer and it's easy to slack and we get busy. I know for Lauren, me and her have been chatting, and it's been even crazier busy for her now during the summer than it is in the winter months. I mean, the kids are out of school, they have more dance, more baseball, they have all this stuff. And it's really easy to forget about ourselves with the hustle and bustle. And it's a good time to get back on track. So that's kind of what's going on this month. We're all just honing in, talking about the, I always want to call it Miracle Morning because of the book, but it's the Morning Meltdown. So we're just really talking about that in our stories, doing the sample workout, sharing how we feel after the workout, sharing a little bit of the moves, and really just like inviting people to check it out, whether it's in your stories or on your feed. So today, I really just wanted to focus on how to do a really successful power hour, how to work this business and make this business work for you with your time, whether you work full-time, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're busy like I am, whatever you have going on, how can you make this business work for you? And I'm going off of the Success Club System Tracker. And this is in each of your team pages. If you need help finding it, ask your upline, your sponsor coach, and they can point you in how to do this. But really, I'm going to focus on, oh yeah, Desiree's like, I got it bound. Yeah, that's good. I think that Sandra has hers bound too. Yeah. So really what I want to do is I want to focus on the most important part, which is going to be number 2. Number 2, the connect, the invite, the follow-up. That is a huge major part of our power hour. And when we say power hour, it can be a solid hour of time that you set aside for yourself, or it could be in bits and pieces in your day. But really using this tracker helps you to say, okay, I have 20 minutes, it's lunchtime, I have 20 minutes to knock out some work. What am I going to do so I can push my business forward? Because really, honestly, we can post on our page all day. We can do the workouts. We can drink our Shakeology. But if we're not being vulnerable and we're not inviting people and we're not doing the things that are going to push our business forward, like meeting new people, starting new conversations outside of Beachbody, then our business is just going to stay flat. We're just going to stay stagnant. And then I hear a lot of coaches, not even just from my team, but from our upline team that say, okay, I made a post, a transformation post, and nobody commented on it. What do I do? And I'm like, you keep sharing, you keep doing your journey. Or they'll say, nobody joined my challenge group. And I'm like, well, how many people did you invite? And they're like, 5. And I'm like, well, that's not really going to do it. Or they're like, everybody says no, what do I do? And I'm like, how many new people are you talking to every day? And then I hear crickets. They're not talking to people every day. And so those are the things that are really important. And I wanted to make sure that I walked you through exactly how to do it. So if we're looking at our Success Club system, like I said, be the proof the products work. You should be doing that every day anyway, right? That is your time. That is something that you're like, my workout is a non-negotiable. My Shakeology is a non-negotiable. Like sticking to either Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset or the nutrition plan that comes with your program, that should be a non-negotiable every day. Get a planner. Get a planner and plan out your week. That's going to be the best thing that literally is going to help you, especially if you are busy. Get a planner, get a monthly planner, get a weekly planner, and say, okay, I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. That's my me time, my devotional time. By 6 o'clock, I'm working out. You got to schedule it and make it important for you, okay? So number one should be non-negotiable every day. When it comes to number two, when we're doing initiating connections and adding followers, this is something that you can do in your sleep. I suggest when you do a power hour, save that until what I do, and everyone's different, and Lauren can give you what she does too. But what I do is I do my ads. I add new people when I'm just having downtime with John and the baby, and we're watching TV, and it's doing something mindless, right? So my main platform is Instagram. And so literally it doesn't take me long at all. And I'm going to try to walk you through how I do my initiating conversations. So I go to my search button. My thing keeps refreshing. So I go to my search button, and then I have a lot of like mom followers, or there's like pages that I follow that have a lot of mom followers. So you're going to want to know your target market. My target market is moms, busy moms, women who are struggling with trying to find time for themselves, people who need like a solution that's a no-brainer, that has everything spelled out for them so that they can find success with their health, right? And so there is like a post, I can't even remember. Oh, I know what I did with it. So like this post right here, I don't know if you can see it. It's called Relaxing Mommy. So I go to her page, right? I go to her feed. I don't follow her, but I look at her last few posts. Her last post has 598 people who actually liked it, and it has 12 comments. So it's a pretty solid one, but I want something that's pretty big. So this one, 643. This one right here, she just posted the other day, and it has 174 comments, plus like almost 6,000 people who liked the post. You want to look for people who are actually engaging in other people's posts. So if you find a big inspo account, like how I do for this one, that's based on your niche market, you're going to want to look and find those people who are liking and commenting on their most recent posts, because those are the people who are actually engaged on their Instagram, and they're more likely to not be ghost, right? Because there are a lot of people who will like a post or who follow this girl. I mean, this lady's got 66,000 followers, and you know how many of them really engage? Like maybe 5,000 if it's a good post. So you want to find a good recent post, and literally all I do is I go under the likes, and I look for the people. Who are like me. I look for people who are fun. They have a smiling profile picture. Maybe they're holding a baby. Maybe they're pregnant, or they're, maybe they look fit. They don't have to look fit, right? Because that's not who we're all looking for, but they're friendly. They look fun. They look like somebody that I'd want to be friends with. And so literally I go in, and like here, this girl, Sarah, for example, I just clicked on her, She has a public profile. I see she has a super cute baby with a bow, and I'm like, okay, my ovaries hurt. And it was June 23rd. So it's not a most recent post, but she has stories. Your stories last for 24 hours. That's a great place to look at the backstory of people's lives and get in their inboxes. So I'm looking at her stories. She's talking about, oh, it's her little baby's first movie. I'm going to drop a comment, and it looks like it's Toy Story. So I'm just going to drop a comment like, oh my goodness, she is so sweet. The kids are so cute. How was Toy Story 4? I heard it was amazing. Nothing that has to do with Beachbody. Nothing that has to do. It's just me making a connection, trying to make a friend, right? That's what we're here to do. We're just here to make friends. The Beachbody stuff will come later, right? We're just initiating connections and getting followers. So I'll go through her stories. I'll make comments. You don't have to comment on every one of them, but if you see something and it's cute, comment on it, right? Don't be weird. Just be yourself. And then I'll click follow. I'm going to follow her. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of her photos and I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to go to that little save button, if I can show you that save button. And I'm going to save it to my July challenge group. So now she's in a folder, and she's like that somewhere that I know. I can go and connect with her and say, these are all my July challenge group people. These are all my July coach prospects. And those are the people that I'm going to be building relationships with and talking to every day. And build, once they follow me back, then I shoot them a message and I say just something really simple like, hey, Joni, thank you so much for the follow. I'm Amanda. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2. And I just am like normal. I live in Michigan. I love sunshine. I love Jesus. And I'm all about like positive vibes and living my best life, being healthy and helping other women in their journey with their health and with helping them create financial freedom. Like just something so simple. Sometimes I don't even say that. I have a couple different things I send out, but it's really just me introducing myself. And then most of the time they respond back and they're like, so nice to meet you. I'd like to ask questions. Like, I see that you have a 4-month-old. What's life like, with a 4-month-old, for you? Or a great one is, how's your motherhood journey going, or whatever that you see going? If they have dogs and you like dogs too, and you're like, oh my gosh, like what's your Pomeranian's name? And how have you, just things like that. It's about just building true connections. And if you want, we can put some of our examples in the group threads too, so that you guys can have them. So that's really what you're going to do. You're going to sit, and I like to take the connections and add followers. It says to do it for 20 minutes. Sometimes I don't even go that far. Like sometimes I just go through and I just look for cute people. If I'm in a rush, I just look for people who are like me, and I just hit follow, 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 follow. Then as they follow me back, then I can send them the hi, my name's Amanda message, and that initiates a conversation. Then if they're not my people, or I'm like, oh, you're from Australia, we don't really do anything in Australia, I can just hit unfollow, unless they're really cool. If they're really cool, I have lots of friends in Australia, but like, then I can just unfollow. If they're not your squad, if they're not your people that you either want to be friends with in real life and go to Summit with and sleep in a hotel room with and party with, then bye, right? You don't need that. You just want to stick to the people who are more like you, that you would get along with. Any questions about initiating connections and followers? I got you, Sandra.
So you're trying to follow people that have a lot of comments? Like if I do a search for fit grandmas, I come up with a lot of people. I pick up one of those who's following her.
I wouldn't do who's following her. I would look at her most recent posts. I would look at those people's most recent posts and then see who's engaging on their post, who's liking their post, who's commenting. or not Facebook, Facebook too, but Instagram is all about engagement. And so if you want your post to be seen, you want your feed to pop up in other people's feeds, you want the people who are going to engage. And if like somebody can follow someone, I have like 6,000 followers and maybe 500 actually engage and follow. Some of them are ghost accounts. I like get rid of the ghost accounts. So I would just really look for the most recent posts that they do, see who's on it, see if they're your people, and then just start, go through that process and look through their feed. If they have great photos, they're people you want to work with. Friend them, shoot the follow. When they follow you back, shoot them a message. Sometimes I just even in their stories be like, okay, you're incredible. I totally stalked your page and I want to be your BFF. Like, I love that you love Aldi and that you like margaritas and a pool because I'm endless summer. That's my new hashtag, endless summer. So, I think that people just are like, yeah, that's cool. And they'll respond back to you like that.
Because I see one here I like, but she has a picture with 2B Mindset bottles, so I guess she's already in Beachbody. So it's like, darn.
Yeah, and that's the tricky thing. And that's why I said I got away from looking at hashtags that were like fitness related. I started because we're so much more than Beachbody. We're so much more than like fitness. You may find like, if you you love to read, so like maybe if you have like if there's a good search out good hashtags. It takes research a lot of times doing this, but search out really good hashtags that have like 1 million followers or like 1 million uses of the hashtag, and then look for followers through there that look like they'd be your people, or other things that you like.
Okay.
I will say that, you guys, it's so important to spend the time every day to expand. Mm-hmm. It doesn't, like Amanda said, it doesn't have to be like an all-day thing. I honestly set my phone. Well, I have a service now, but when I was doing it, I literally set a timer on my phone for 10 minutes. And if you have those favorite inspo accounts that you have that are your people, I honestly will go follow, and I'll hit 100 follows a day. Mm-hmm. Whether they follow me back, it doesn't matter. I'll come back and clean that up. Right. But the key is that you're only going to grow the more you grow your people. Mm-hmm. So you can only ask the same people to join you so many times when they're like, dude, I don't want it, and you want them to be able to say that, right? You want to keep inviting them, but you need to invite new people. Mm-hmm. So this part's super important. Like, you have to get this done.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I would say when I started expanding my network, that's when I really started to see like, wow. And one thing that's worked for me is doing ads on my Instagram. So I'll take a post that's not Beachbody related. Like I just did one about, it was me at the pool, again, endless summer, me at the pool, smile on my face, sun on, freckles popping out. And it was just this quote about summer, nothing to do with Beachbody or anything. And I was like, that's a great post to promote because that showcases who I am. And I set up my Instagram. When you have a business profile on Instagram, you can do ads. And I just set it for $5 a day, and it literally goes and it just gets people who are like my followers. And so people who are like my followers, that's going to pop up as a sponsored ad in their feed and in their stories. And so then I get new eyes onto that post. And those are new people now that when you go down to responding to all new likes, comments, or views, those are all people that I can say, girl, thank you so much for the love on my pool posts. Like, I love summer. I'm so like, I live in Michigan. So it's like, I live in Michigan, like the Midwest life over here is crazy in the winter. What do you like to do for summer? Just something to get them engaging back. That's not weird because they liked your post. You know what I mean? So that's something else. And it doesn't have to be really expensive to run ads if you have the money. I did $5 a day for 3 days. So it'll be like $15. All right. So your social media post, you should be at least having one post on your feed a day. I say make it a good quality post. And I'm not going to go too much into posting because we could do a whole nother call about just posting and, you know, sharing your story through your posts, you know, informing, educating, all that. That's a whole nother call that we can do on. But literally doing a social media post that showcases the benefits of your lifestyle or has a call to action. Just show bits and pieces of you. How are you changing? How are you growing? Is it a personal development book that you're reading, and you reading this book and you saw this awesome quote? Sandra and I are in our My Best Year group, and we're reading this book, Becoming You, and it's phenomenal. And I've gotten just so many bits and pieces have hit me from that book that I'm like, this is what I learned today, or this is how I can apply this to my life. So just sharing things like that. It doesn't always have to be Beachbody related. People want to see you outside of Beachbody. Updating your story throughout the day, you know, showing like little glimpses into your daily life. You know, Tara, now you have such a great, you have a great opening because you're like hashtag newlywed, you know what I mean? And like life's so different from you. You could get up and be like, my husband snores and I didn't know he snored before. You know what I mean? Like just something crazy like that. And all the girls would be like, oh yes, honey, married life ain't no joke, you know, or he farts and he does like. So it's just like things like that, just glimpses into your daily life. They don't have to be super long, even if it's just like a 15, like have fun. Like if you're like a GIF or something like that, and you're doing a boomerang, show bits of your workout. I love, and it's been working so great for me, doing the national wake up call and doing a screenshot of it, or screenshotting if there's a really good call that we're on, and getting like the super trainer. Like I had this awesome one of Jericho talking about the program and I loved it. I just got a minute clip of her sharing her experience as a mom and why she loved the program, why she created the program. And I just put it right in my stories. And I just said, this is perfect for me as a mom because life is so busy and I need these short kind of workouts. So just things like that. Show your product. I saw Sandra's got her 2B Mindset water bottle. Have that in the offset, or have like your morning Energize or your Shakeology. And it doesn't have to be like super like product placey and like, look at my superfoods, they're so delicious, but like have it in the background, or just be like catching up on some PD in the sunshine while sipping on my daily dose of dense nutrition or something like that. You know what I mean? So people are like, oh yeah, I see her drinking this every day. What is that? Show healthy meals. It really is so spelled out. I'm not even really going to go over. So it's just so spelled out. It's so super simple. Recognize people that are either in your challenge groups. And if you're not running a challenge group, there are so many pictures in Team Inspiration. If you hashtag MM100, if you go to the Team Beachbody website, the champions page, any of those pages, we all have our pictures out there. You could ask any one of us for a transformation pic and we'd be happy to give it to you. And you could be like, shout out to, you know, Lauren for rocking her journey. She's a busy mama too and still finds time to make, you know, to make herself a priority in this really busy season of her life. You keep it up, girl, you're rocking. Just something like that. Here's the bread and butter. This is where I really, really, really want everyone to super focus on. Besides your initiating connections, expanding your network, inviting, and following up is going, that our businesses will not grow if we are not being consistent with our invites and our follow-ups. Everyone has a different system how they do it. It says here to invite at least 5 people to join a challenge group or learn about the coaching opportunity. If you're talking and just having conversations with people every day, new people every day, you will have a base of people that you can connect with. 5 people a day is not hard at all, especially when you have so many people that you're talking to or connecting with. That's why engaging with the people who are liking your posts, who are commenting on your posts, watching your stories, and getting to know them outside of Beachbody, get to know their pain points. That's all going to come into play when you send out your invites. So like I was sending out invites this morning. I had my July My Best Self group is in prep week this week. And so I am talking to a couple different people now who I have not invited before. And I just was like, it's my friend Sierra. And so we were talking about like, she was asking me about Raffy, and we were talking about her kids and her ex-husband and all that drama. And so I was like, don't stress about that. God's going to handle it. But then I was like, hey, you know what? I was like, this is really random. And I said, I'm not sure if you're interested, but I'm adding some more ladies to my July My Best Self virtual boot camp this week. We're focusing on our mind, our body, our spirit. We're going to commit to simple workouts, eating clean, and deepening our relationship with God in the season of motherhood. If they're not mothers, I'm like in the season of life, being busy, and then it's like, do you want details? Either way, not a problem, but I thought I'd ask. I never know who this could bless. I know you're all about positivity and healthy living, and I thought I'd ask because you're the kind of girl that I love to do these groups with. And honestly, like, even if she says no, it's cool because we're friends. Like, we built a relationship. So it's not icky to say, hey, do you want to come do this with me? Because she already knows I'm a coach. She already knows that I do this. And she said, you know what? I think right now my plate's so full. She's got teenagers that are, in high school. She was like, they're getting into college. She's got her full-time job. And then she was like, but I will give it thought for the near future for sure. You're planting seeds. Every invite plants a seed. So if you're not inviting, or if you're discouraged when you're like, people are saying no to me, you're just planting seeds. That's why you should talk to more people. That's why expanding your network is so important. And she didn't say no. She just said not right now. That's what most people are saying. They're saying not right now, and that's okay. It took Tara like 6 months to join me. It took Susan like 2 years to join me. You know what I mean? So it happens. It just has to happen in their time. And literally, I just said, girl, no problem. I know you got a lot going on right now. If you ever want to jump in a future group, holler at me. I'd love to have you. It's important to take care of yourself in the middle of the mess. And she was like, you're absolutely right. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's not weird if you are being genuine and you're not coming off as weird. What's weird is when you get those messages from people who have never talked to you before, who you've never even seen. I got this Herbalife guy message me the other day, and first of all, I was like, you're not my niche market anyway, sir, so I don't even know why you found me. But he was like, hey, hope you're doing well. It was so weird about, like, I'm doing this Herbalife and I'm trying to get more people to join my team so I can win a vacation. And I was like, really? Like, first of all, you didn't look at my feed because you would have known I'm a Beachbody coach, because it's clearly spelled out. I don't hide anything. So just, if you're going to talk to people, like, do it from a place that's genuine and, like, really get to know that person before you invite, right? Like, do your research, look at their feed. If you see a To Be Mindset or you see like 21 Day Fix, then you may not want to invite them, Lauren, do you have anything you want to add to that about inviting?
I just think that for me, okay, there's a couple things I want to say. Voice messaging to me is so my jam. I feel like oftentimes I get, even myself, and I've been doing this for 3 years, I get caught up on wording. Mm-hmm. That sounds dumb. That sounds salesy. That sounds this, that sounds that. And I think that it's very easy to take a simple process into this long drawn out process and it's the same way with your posts, right? Like, next thing you know, you spent 45 minutes putting up a post, or you spent, 20 minutes creating the invite, and now you only have a few minutes left to do it. I think you need to plan your week, know exactly what you're inviting to, always know what you're inviting to. And I type it up as if I'm looking at my best friend and I'm saying, girlfriend, you totally have to do this with me. It's going to be freaking amazing. Like, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I think if we do it together, we could totally rock this out. And then when you do that, it really helps you to say, like, it comes from you. It comes from your heart. So when you voice message that, my voice message has become so, even though sometimes it becomes repetitive, I can say it from the bottom of my heart, because my invite is literally, oh my gosh, this is so worked for me. Girlfriend, I feel like I have found the secret sauce. I mix together home workouts, good nutrition, and a positive mindset. And when I add that to my community and this amazing group of women, I feel like I am on top of the freaking world. I totally want to extend an invite for you to do this with me. That is legit my invite most of the time. I might add in a little bit of MM100 or whatever we might be doing, or focusing on nutrition or whatever, but that is legit. It just comes off my tongue because I'm so used to saying it. And so when I voice message it, people can hear the inflection of my voice. They can hear my sincerity. They can hear I'm not salesy, that I'm not trying to, just add more numbers. It's coming from your heart. So really just talk to your best friend across the table, whether you're having a cup of coffee or you're having a margarita. Talk to them. Okay, whatever your jam is, you're talking to your BFF that you're saying, oh my gosh, or this new girl that you're like, oh my gosh, you're super rad. Because when you follow them and you're like, this is totally my girl, that's what you're thinking about. Like Amanda said, this is someone that you can totally, and I think about that all the time. Like Amanda and I did not know each other. We totally roomed together our first year at Summit, but our coach had a commonality of the people she likes to hang with. And so when you find the people that you like to hang with, your coaches and your downline and the people you attract are the same type of person. So it's no joke and not a coincidence that Amanda and I hit it off like that. So those are your people. So don't hesitate to be yourself, because that's where people are like, I have more people that are like, man, I get people asking me all the time. I loved how you're being real. I love how you share your hard times. I love how you share that kind of stuff. Be real. That's like my biggest takeaway. And don't spend a ton of time doing it. Know what you're inviting to, plan it out. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I think like Lauren said too, like you take the emotion out of it, like take the outcome out of your invites. Just do it. Like whether they say yes or no, just do it. There are times I went through my followers list and I just was like, you're following me, you're getting a freaking invite. If I've never invited you, you're getting an invite because you follow me. You've been following me for years. I went from the very bottom of my list to the top. And I just sent out a message and I was like, thank you so much for following me. But I was like, take out the emotion. If they don't respond, cool, you get a follow-up. And if you don't respond after that, I'm going to continue to connect on your post. And if you're a ghost account now, if you like a lot of people, they really just don't get on Instagram a lot, right? Then that's okay too. Then those people, I don't follow you anymore because you're not even engaged on your own account. You're not, why? I don't need to follow you. You don't need to follow me. You can follow me, but that's it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So take the emotion out of it and just, be authentic, be real. And Beachbody is amazing, but you are so much more than Beachbody. Beachbody needs you to be you. They don't need anybody else to sell anything for them. They did great on their own doing infomercials, but they need you to be you and to help people who are like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Natalie said, Lauren being genuinely, absolutely. It's about being genuine. It's about being real, because people need to see like this. It's hard. Coaching's hard. And anyone that comes in is like, coaching's so easy. And I just made like all this money. It's not, that's not how it is. You got to put in hard work. You got to stay consistent. You got to show up every single day. And you got to tell yourself, I'm going to be here not only every day, but I'm going to be here next year. I'm going to continue to plug away on my goals. I'm going to continue to be the best woman that I can be for myself, for my family. I'm going to dig into my why. I'm going to dig into my goals and find the people that I want to help. And if you do that, if you show up every day for yourself, you guys are going to blow it out of the water. You're going to blow it out of the water.
And never enter a convo thinking, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to get her on this. No, like it's legit being a good, kind human. So I found when I stopped being so like, oh, I gotta hit SC, I gotta do all this kind of stuff. That's when it kind of clicks, because you're like, I just want to share what's working in my life. Like, it's legit changed my life. Write down all the things that it has done for you. And even if you've just started, write down some of those things that you're excited to change, right? Like, when you can tell people, like, people ask me all the time, like, oh, I can never do what you do. I'll be like, dude, I'm a total introvert. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word for a second.
I got you.
And they're like, there's no way. And I'm like, oh no, I am. You put me in a new room of people, I cannot talk to you to save my life. But if I'm going to talk to you about my kids, or my favorite place to vacation, or my favorite store, or any of the things that I love that are my jam, I can talk to you all day, whether I know you or not. And you you're not in front of me, I can probably talk a lot about it a little bit easier. So I'm just talking to you about something that has blessed my life. My health, my mental ability, my family, my relationship with my husband, our finances. These are things that have changed my life. Like, not that my life was bad by any means, but man, it has just gone up to a whole new level. And when you believe that, people can hear that, so that's what you're sharing with them. Like, and if they say, oh, I'm not interested, my response is always like, girlfriend, if you have found what works for you, you do it. You do you, girl, you do you. And I'm supporting you 100% from my end. Sending you positive vibes, girlfriend. Let's chat soon.
Yep.
People love that, because you're not like, man, they suck. You're like, I'm glad you found what works for you. I found what works for me.
Yep.
I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yep. And those are the people that are going to continue to follow you along your journey. And then they're going to continue to see you getting amazing results. And they're going to be like, what did you just do that you just crushed it? Like, I just literally, like, your last transformation picture, I just saw you change the whole person. Or they followed you long enough that they saw that before picture and they're like, you're freaking killing it. And I think I want to be a part of this. Like, they come back. The people who are real and they see you and they're your people, they'll come back. It'll take a while, but they'll come back. They'll come and get you.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to keep going. So yeah. So then the last part, really, like the income producing activities, expanding your network, talking to new people, like talk to at least 10 new people a day. And you could do that in the expanding your network all in one, like, fell swoop, like I showed you. Like, those people who have the stories, get in their stories, man. And that's a conversation right there. Hey girl, your dog is freaking cute and I don't even like dogs. What's its name? Just something like that. Something so simple. Inviting people, taking the weirdness out of it. Hey, Lonnie, and then following up. And your follow-ups, again, they don't have to be super lengthy or weird. One of the best things that I've done was just keeping it really short and sweet and just being like, hey girl, and I like using names, but I'm just saying, hey girl, because I can't think of any names right now because my brain's fried. But I'd be like, hey girl, I was just checking to see if you saw my invitation above. I just think this would be incredible for you. But if you're not interested, that's super cool. I just wanted to thank you for following along on my journey. And that's it. Those are the people who never respond to an invite. Most people are like, oh my gosh, I meant to respond to this, or I saw it, or I saw it, I'm not interested right now. Cool, planted a seed. You go on my follow-up list. It's just those things. And people who have said, yes, I'm interested, and then they don't follow through. Hey, maybe money's an issue. Like, I have lots of things that I say to people that I'm like, when they're giving me objections. So that's where, again, it comes to you being real with like your journey. And like, if time's an issue, I get it. That's a thing I hear from a lot of people. I just don't have time. And I'm like, I get it. But when I found time to make, 20, 30 minutes work for me every day to commit to something that was going to make me feel good inside and out, girl, it's been a huge blessing. But I totally get it. And, I run a group every month. would it be better to put you on my list for August? And most people are like, yeah, keep me in mind, like put me on the list for follow-ups. And then you're still building the connection with them over that time. I always check in with people and I'm just like, how's life? What's going on? Because we're friends, right? And when you're friends and you're talking to people regularly, again, it makes that invite and follow-up so much easier. Any other questions about invites, about follow-ups? What to say, what not to say, what's working?
I have a question.
Yeah, what up, girl?
Hey, so sorry, I just barely got home and I wanted to jump on, but I just what you were saying, and I also noticed that in the 2-star thing, she said this too, or she had a similar thing like you were saying, about just like following up with someone who you sent an invite to, but that just never responded to the invite. Because I don't track just invites just because I feel like it takes too long. So I just like track them if they ask for information. So do you just like go back through your messages and just like, or like sometimes I'm going through my connections and I look at the messages and I'm like, oh, I invited her, but she never responded. Do you just like kind of look back through like that, or how do you go about that?
So what I've been doing that's been working really good for me, oh my gosh, it's crazy. So I don't know, Lonnie, if you were in the group that we did last, I know Lauren was in there with us when we did the other push group last year, where we did it with the, I'm blanking on their names, but Mike and them did it, and we were doing this tracker where we'd invite 10.
Yes, I did that one.
Yep, so we did that one. So I keep all these. These are all people that I invited. And
I have all mine too.
So I just go through. If they wanted information, I highlight them. And then I'll go through, and if they say no, I put no. If they say not right now, I do like a green color because it like follow up. And that's literally what I've been doing. I bought a notebook that's literally just for inviting. And I go through and I invite people, and I put out a list of 50 because that was my goal, was 50 invites a day. And so I just write out my number 50, I send out my invites, and then like a day or two later, I go through for my follow-ups and I just go, hey, checking to see my message. And then I put like a green check. That's how I know that they followed them. That works for me. Okay. I know there's people who like doing streak and things like that. To me, I like paper and pen because I feel like it gets in my head better. But
yeah, streak hasn't been the most effective for me. I have it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
feel like I'm always just like doing stuff like in such small cracks lately that like I'm not even with a notebook either. So that's why I'm like, I will like sit down like at some point and write down who I sent information to, but I haven't been tracking every single invite. So I don't know. I need to figure out something that works for me for that.
Yeah. And I would say, like, how many people are you inviting right now a day?
Well, like towards the end of the month, I was doing a lot more, obviously, probably like, I don't know. I'm never doing a consistent number each day.
Right.
But I'd say like between 10 and 20.
Okay. So that's not bad. I would say, I know for me, some people do it where they just bust it out, like set a timer and bust it out. For me, I was doing 50 and I did 50 in May, like 50 a day in May. And I started off in June, but when I had the miscarriage, it like things just got so like crazy overwhelming for me, and I just was not in the right headspace. So I just was like, at least get 10 invites in a day. Like for me, that was the bare minimum. I was like, get that done and stay consistent. So I would say like pick a number that you know that you can be consistent with. And if it's 10, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like even on Josh's, I'm in his push mastermind group. He only does 10 invites a day. 7 challengers, 3 coaches, and then 4 follow-ups. And Ashley McClellan has been in that group forever, and she knocks out a power hour in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I remember her talking about that.
One thing I would say, Lonnie, is if you're using your phone, just use your collections. That's your biggest. So when they respond to you, use your collections for follow-ups, potential coaches, and then challenge monthly challengers. So if they're not responding to you, you can put them into your follow-up, and then you can go ahead and you can then just go through and connect with them when you do your connection, right?
Right. That's a
So,
good idea.
yeah. So I find like, because when I work, it's so hard for me to, like, I use the Rise Up Planner. So like this thing is like become my Bible. Like I love it. This
Yeah.
thing goes with
I
me.
still need to get it. I'm slacking.
That's okay. But I find like when whatever way works for you, I still work off my phone so much because I'm in the car, I'm driving, I'm at work. I hardly even get a lunch at work if I get a lunch at all. So I'm mainly working off my phone. So I'm the same way. I've got to make it work off my phone. So collections have been a huge game changer for me because I'll put them in the follow-up. So if I know I need to do follow-up messages, I can go through those and go through that collection, follow up with them. If they've responded to something that I've sent them, I throw them in my follow-up collection. So I know on Friday I can follow up with them.
Yeah, that's so smart.
As soon as you add them as a follower, you add them to your collection, or at what point?
Well, once I invite them, if I invite them okay, so let's say they're brand new, Sandra. If they respond and I start talking with them and I'm like, this girl's totally my jam, I'll add her into a potential challenge. I think I have it. It's called potential challenger. Okay. So there are people that then once a week I go in and I connect with them. I follow up on their Instagram. I see what they're doing and I comment on what's going on. I'm very interactive with them. At whatever point I feel like I can invite them, I'll invite them. If they respond, yeah, I'm interested, or tell me more about it, I'll respond to that. And then I'll change them from my potential challenger. I'll change them to my follow-up collection. So that way what happens then is I've been connecting with them, I've been chatting with them, and now they're interested in me. Now I can follow up and say, hey girlfriend, just wanting to know if you got my link to my group. Did you get a chance to check it out? Because now you're able to follow up on the things that you sent them, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I know I'm like newer to Instagram. So you were talking about stories. Like seriously, where do I find them?
Okay.
So I clicked into this person. I thought they were pretty cool, and I like went to some of their posts and I commented, and yeah. So then what?
They might
So,
not
like-
have stories. So see the circle
Yeah.
above their name, above their bio. Does it have like a light around it?
Yeah.
Click it.
Ah, so it's got to have the little light. Okay, cool.
Usually that's how you know they have a recent story. And if you go to your home feed, like see if you're on your home feed, all these people up here, that's all the people who have their stories. Yep. So the people the more.
But those are people I'm already friends with though, right? Those are not people that like have things in common with me or whatever, right?
Those are people that you're following.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So those are people you're following.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So as you're meeting new
I'm more of a
people,
Facebook person, so I don't understand this whole Insta world.
there are lots of trainings on YouTube, on Insta. It takes time, but I think Instagram, I use still my Instagram and my Facebook. I got tons of Facebook, like a couple of my challengers for this new group were from Facebook, and like one right now who's signing up is from Instagram. So still, if Facebook is working for you, Facebook's your jam. Use it, but utilize stories on Facebook too, because the more you use these new features.
Well, obviously Facebook is not working for me, Amanda. That's kind of why I have to figure out how to use Instagram.
But I mean, I think that if you're still, again, if you're showing up, you're being consistent, you're following up, and you're doing your thing, expanding your connections on Facebook, those people will come around. Facebook is a very weird, because everybody's so private. For being so public, everybody's so very private. But on Instagram, everybody's like, here's my life, do this, it's so cool. And like, I feel like it's just so easy to engage with people. But keep doing the right things, because you're doing the right things. You're showing up every day posting. If you're still building relationships with your Facebook people, those people you're in the groups with, you're in lots of groups, still, commenting on people's, posts in groups that you're in, and, looking through the people who comment on the popular, recent posts and getting to know them. That keep doing it, because it works. It'll pay off. You just got to be consistent. The people that we invite right now are going to be the people who sign up with you 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. The people who are enrolling with me right now are not people that I just met and invited over the last month. This has been from work and following up and building relationships and inviting for like 3 months back. You know what I mean? It takes time, but you're doing it. So that's good. All right. So yeah, literally the last 2 pages, the last little bit of your sheet: contribute to your challenge group, help people get results, and recognize achievement. Just give your girls a shout out if you have someone that's in a challenge group, whether it's your sponsor's challenge group or it's your own challenge group. Find someone that's killing it. Comment. One thing Sandra and I have been really enjoying in our group is the engagement that we've had on everybody's posts. We have 20 something people in My Best Life, Sandra, and we have like 5 or 6 people who have shown up like every single day, who are posting, who are commenting, who are really engaged in the book and doing things like that. So like, be really engaged in your challenge groups. If you're not showing up, your challengers aren't going to show up. Check in with them weekly and be like, how's everything going? How can I help? But our main job is to get ourselves results, but help our people get results too, because that's where they're going to go, okay, there's something about this and I think I want to do it. Or they're going to be like, hey, I lost this weight, and their friends see it and their friends are like, I want to do what you do. So then there you go. Those are those people that are going to now come to you because you got all these referrals. So keep doing that. It's huge. And then, of course, your personal development. That should be a non-negotiable. If you need ideas for personal development, get in touch with your sponsor or your upline, because we have tons of stuff. If you're in any, yeah.
So, who's that?
That's Desiree. She took it with her.
I was going to say.
Yep.
Hold them still. I'm trying to read the covers.
Eat That Frog, 12-week year.
I just started to the 12-week today on Audible.
Yeah, 12-week year is good. The Ripple Effect, You're a Badass. And Detours, Lessons. I couldn't see that one. Oh yeah, Dr. Tony Evans. I enjoy him very much. Yeah. So get a book, get it, and do it. If you're doing if you have the Rise Up planner, I think she had said earlier in June, she had messaged me because I had shared it in my stories, and she was like, I'm glad you got it before it sold out. So I don't know if it's still on there, but if you have the Rise Up planner, like Lauren was saying, it's so great because it literally spells out our business for us, right? And so you have all your things right here, and like my monthly goal is I want to finish the 21 Laws of Irrefutable Leadership. So I'm reading, this is my personal development. You want to pick something that where you are struggling in right now, or area where you're like, I'm weak and I want to be better. If it's confidence, go grab You Are a Badass. There's lots of books out there. If you're reading something and you're like, ooh, this isn't my jam, then don't read it. Put it down. You may come back to books over and over again. No Limits I've come back to time and time again. And that's okay. Girl, Stop Apologizing is something I go back to time and time again. Find what works for you, what hits you right at the season you're in, and go with it, because it's all about being a better person. So yeah. So that's it. That's a power hour. We went over. It's 10:01. We did great. We did less than an hour. But literally, like, so many different ways to do it, but really focusing on the income producing actions, the IPAs. That's what's going to push your business forward. That's what's going to, get you out there. It's going to make you feel more comfortable. The more consistent you are, I'm so serious. You're going to blow up. Like, I know my first 6 months, my first year, I was not consistent with my IPAs. Over the last year, since we've came home from the hospital, I have been consistent every single day doing the IPAs, and it's paying off. So the more you do them now, the more you're going to build momentum. And it's just like Darren Hardy says in The Compound Effect. You're pumping that well, and a little bit trickles out. And then you keep pumping, and then more water comes out. And then you keep pumping. And now you have this massive stream of water. It's just like that with our business. Keep pumping, keep going. Lauren said it. Consistency breeds confidence. I know Micah has said it. All the coaches talk about it all the time. And if you go to Summit, when you're in the track that you're in, they're going to talk about it, about being consistent. And that's it. We're going to rock it. And I'm so excited to see you all crush it. If you have any questions about a power hour, please let me know. We are going to have, I think Lauren and I had actually been talking. Lauren was talking about getting a Get Started Right call together. And Lauren, if I would love to partner with you, because I know I have a couple ladies. Tara, that might be something you want to plug into, because I don't know if you've done that. Susan, I don't know if you got on to the last Get Started Right call. And I know Monica will probably want to jump in on that too.
Let's totally do that. My plan is right now to do it next Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me. And then we'll definitely be keeping you all posted on what's going on for the upcoming weeks. I've been trying to be better myself about keeping everyone posted on the mentor calls with Team Inspiration and keep that up to date. And then next week we'll be at Summit. So I know Lauren, Desiree, Sandra, and I will be at Summit. I think Lonnie will be there too. Alani will be there. Aaron will be there. So we're going to do a sneak peek. We had talked about doing a coach sneak peek, that maybe a 1-day sneak peek or something like that. So we'll keep you posted. We're going to plan it and get it together, but that's a great time to really showcase what coaching is about, the community, some of the things that we learn about, some of the really fun stuff with the super workouts, and the super trainers. It's really exciting. And then of course, at the end of the month, we have the Super Saturday, which is the actual coach open house. So be talking about that stuff, breadcrumb coaching and in your lifestyle, breadcrumb your health and fitness in your lifestyle, breadcrumb everything and how it fits into your real life. And if you just do that consistently, I promise you, you ladies are going to blow it out of the water. And we're going to see you guys, we're going to hear you on the National Wake Up Call. We're going to see you rocking your best lives. We're going to see you get out of debt. We're going to see you feeling good and looking amazing. We're going to see you retire. We're going to see you, just living your best life. And it's going to be incredible. And I know Lauren, I'm probably speaking for her right now, but I know Lauren so well that we're just so excited to do this with you. We are so excited and honored that we get to have such an incredible team of women who are just ready to change their lives and just ready to stay committed and to move forward and make 2019 a amazing freaking year and beyond, because it doesn't just end with 2019. We're pressing forward to live this life and to rock it out incredibly. So we're thankful, we're blessed, and we're honored to have you all on tonight. So I will put this in our team pages, and I'll make sure Lauren and Aaron get it too. And I think Aaron is planning on something, another call. I think she was thinking next week. So we'll keep you posted on anything that goes on so we can all continue to do this together and grow, and it's going to rock. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Quick question. Who's got their MM100 pack? Guys, make sure that if you haven't jumped in on it, you guys, launches are the biggest momentum builders in your business. So, you want to be on top of it, because if people don't see you doing it, they're going to find someone else who is. They're going to see it from someone else. So make sure, yes, Natalie, make sure that you guys do that. And then once you do, so Natalie, I know I'm going to send it to you. Make sure we'll get you the coach test group that our Team Inspiration's doing. It's going to help you put your business in momentum. Share and breadcrumb that in your stories every single day. Share real life stuff like, how are you keeping up with your nutrition? Are you nervous? Was it hard? Are you almost dying? Like, you know, like the one move I put in my stories today, like I can barely do the thing where she jumps back. But then Melissa Brewer, one of our leaders in our team, does it. Of course, it doesn't help that she's a volleyball player and has that vertical, you know, I'm barely 5 foot, so it will be a struggle. But dude, I'm going to look like a badass when I do it. I'm going to do it. So, you know, like share those types of things. People want to know how you're doing, right? So share that. It's going to be awesome.
I love it. I love it.
MM100 tank top too. Not from Beachbody.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, I ordered 2 of them.
Yeah, I just saw that. And I'm sure at Summit, I know at Summit, they're going to have MM100 stuff, plus some of the new performance wear that is coming out. And you get volume from apparel at Summit. So if you're like, Sandra, you have a couple accounts. If you were like, oh, I need to get Kristen to 50, you can buy clothing under her at Summit.
Oh, good.
Yep. So it's great because I'm like, oh, well, my sister needs something, so I'll just buy that under her. So yeah, so clothing and apparel now has volume. That'll all be in your coach office and when you go to buy too. So
maybe
yeah.
it's time to sign the husband up.
Yeah.
Desiree, it's time, girl. It's time.
Yeah, right?
Yep, it's time.
Quick question for you though about Summit. So are we going to meet up somewhere to do that behind the scenes thing, or how are you